Hi Virgo, this is your February 2019 reading. What a beautiful, beautiful month we have ahead of ourselves. If you are a Virgo sun, this is your half birthday and we've come full circle. If you're a Virgo sun, rising or moon, we have a beautiful full moon at the end of the month on 19th of February, which will bring something significant to closure and a new chapter start. This is the full moon which is coming with the royal star of Regulus, which is known for great power, which is known for honor, which is known for fame and prominence. So you're looking to get something over the line, and as a part of that, enter a new chapter, a new cycle of power, a new cycle of success. But because it's happening at 1 degree Virgo, it is based on your values. It is based on you being true to yourself. It is, as usual, because it's happening in your sign, it is based on hard work done for a very long time and that coming to fruition. From the start of the month, the positivity starts. We'll have the first 2 weeks under the influence of a new moon, which is happening in your house. It's happening in your house of day-to-day routines of work and health. So you're looking to bring some order in the first 2 weeks of the month, but the order is sort of disrupted to some extent, or there is some excitement added to the order around 9th of February because Mars and Uranus are meeting each other for the last time in your house of transformation. This is a spark of independence. This is you cutting ties from the old way of being, you cutting ties from your old life and being propelled into a new one because you decide to do so. So Mars and Uranus are giving you huge amount of power to set free from some sort of past, some sort of darkness, some sort of addictive life that you're leaving behind, so you can propel yourself to a different future, new aspirations, new dreams, new life ahead of yourself, which is based on your values. Now that is very important to happen ahead of your full moon, because you want to start your full moon, you want to start your next cycle on a very different note, and that different note is given by Venus and Pluto in your house of love, in your house of romance, in your house of passion. You're having this new start infused with passion and you've worked for it. It could be a new business that you've worked on, it could be a new chapter in your love life that you've worked very hard on, but something is coming full circle for you to move to the next step. The whole month is under the blessed influence of Saturn and Saturn and Neptune working together, and they both are bringing the two different parts of your life together. Saturn is responsibility, Neptune is inspiration. They're bringing responsibility to your self-expression, to your inspiration, to your sense of expression, to your sense of emotional high. They're wanting to capture that emotional high into something productive, and they're bringing something that you can give birth to, something that you can call your legacy. We spoke about it in the last month as well. But last month Saturn was invisible. This month Saturn is up in the horizon and it's bringing the fruits of your labor. It's bringing fruits of the hard work that you've been doing in terms of managing your self-expression in a responsible way, managing your emotional channel, your passions, your passionate high in a productive manner. It's giving shape to your emotional expression in a beautiful, beautiful way, and it could be in form of a new partnership that you're forming. But remember that the partnership that you're forming this month, or any contract that you might be entering this month, especially after 19th of February, it will go embellishment. You will be spending 9 weeks, your ruler will be spending 9 weeks in the house of partnerships, in the house of clients, in the house of contracts. So you'll be looking to sort of sharpen the details of it, get into the softer side of it as well, because it's happening in water sign. So we're looking to embellish it, we're looking to improve it over the course of next couple of weeks as we go by. I will not recommend to sign a partnership document between 18th to 20th of this month. I would suggest to do that before 18th if you can, or if you have to sign it after 18th or 20th, do it around 22nd or 23rd of February. This is an excellent month for love as well, because Venus, the planet of love, is sitting in your house of romance. So it's a beautiful romantic month ahead of us, which is wrapped in the softness of Venus, but the core is solid because of Pluto, Saturn, together working on your self-expression, working on your sense of wanting to produce something that you can call your legacy. It is an emotional high. This month is an emotional high. You will feel the freedom come with that 13th of February aspect. It is so freeing. It is you getting rid of anything last that is holding you back from the past. So let's dig into the details of this month. As usual, I leave the timestamps for you to come back to during the course of the month. Thank you. So as we start the month, we have Saturn and Neptune still working together. I spoke about it in the last video as well. These two planets coming together in 2019 is what makes 2019 the best year for manifestation. Because Saturn is our discipline. Saturn wants to give structure to your dreams, and Neptune wants you to go high. It wants you to be inspired, motivated to dream the biggest dream you can. It's asking you to go beyond your current boundaries of risk-taking capability and take a chance on your talents, to take a chance on your creative expression, take a chance in your love life, in your personal life. It's asking you to be more. And Saturn always wants to create something out of what it has. So Saturn wants to create something out of your this emotional expression, this emotional high, this feeling within yourself that you want to be more. Saturn wants to create a structure out of that. Now, this could be in different form. If it is your personal life, it could be love becomes marriage. It could be that the thought process of having children becomes a child. The thought process of having a creative expression or business that you always wanted becomes actual partnership with somebody, actual clients coming through, actual evidence that something that you had only in your dreams can actually come true. So the first proof, the first seed that your aspirations have a grounding, that your aspirations are real, that you're feeling that you had always in your heart, that you want to be more, this passion that you've been feeling within yourself, that Saturn is making you work hard to create into something, that first seed comes through this month. With Saturn and Neptune coming together, they will push you to the corner till you do something, till you produce something that you can call your legacy. And Neptune wants you to enjoy while doing it. Neptune wants you to have a sense of joy about your life. Neptune wants to make sure that the feeling of inspiration, the feeling that you can be more, the feeling that you don't have any limits, get embedded in this new start that you have. It wants you to retain this emotional high, and Saturn wants to create the processes so you don't lose this emotional high in a longer run. So in your house of risk, we have a planet that is known for being realistic. So it is asking you to take certain realistic risk, especially in the house of partnerships. It's asking you to create the right partners, create the right set of clients, create the right way of relating one-on-one with your clients, so your self-expression can find a channel with them. Neptune is asking you to soothe and change and reduce your boundaries, to let your self-expression evolve. The way you handle your partnerships, the way you handle your love life, the way you handle your children, it's asking you to evolve in that, so your sense of high, your sense of joy continues for a long period of time. And it's a beautiful aspect to have. This is what I call as dreams come true, because these two planets coming together, they're trying to make sure that your dreams are grounded in reality and they come to some fruition, that you create the legacy that you've been wanting to create. Now, this is happening specifically around 15 to 17 degrees this month. So if you're born between 7th to 9th of September, this month can feel like giving birth. This month can feel like something is coming out of you that you've been wanting to push and get it out. And it could be just the first step. I spoke about in the last video as well. Saturn, where it is right now, it will repeat that pattern twice during the course of this year. So there's a new business that you're giving birth to, a new creative expression that you're giving birth to, a new partnership in a business, or a new partnership in your personal life life that you're giving birth to. The rules of the game will change during the course of 2019. This is the first iteration of that, and that is the normal course of being, because we go through things, we look at the boundaries, we look at what is serving us, what is not in a partnership, and then we go and evolve it and grow it as we go. But this is a part of the growth process of it. And the visibility of this new business, this new creative expression, which was supposed to come as a result of the eclipse of 6th of January, that also becomes visible this month. You start seeing, what is this new infusion of joy that I'm supposed to have in my life? What is this new partnership, this new relationship, this new business, this new child that I'm supposed to give birth to this year? Because this year for you is about manifesting your dream, creating your legacy. I spoke about it in the last video as well, where Saturn is, we create our legacy. You are creating a legacy for yourself, which is deep rooted both in reality as well as in joy, because it's supposed to give you comfort and joy and passion over a long period of time. So it will be tested. It will be seen whether the grounding of it is strong or not. It will be tested whether you're following the rules of the road as you do that, because Saturn is all about authority, going by the rules, going by the different steps that are required to be taken one by one. It's not about skipping the steps. So your risk-taking capability is grounded in reality this year. It's grounded in the sense that you are creating something that is not for short term. Saturn comes in a house of creativity once in 29 years. So you're creating a legacy, you're creating something for a long term here. This is sort of effective throughout the month. We'll feel that at the end of the month even more strongly when the fruits of this start coming, because Venus and Mercury will meet this aspect around 22nd, from 19th to 22nd of February. So the results of all of this start coming at the end of the month. The second aspect that is starting at the start of the month, and it is sort of coloring the whole of the month as well, even though the potent effect of it is only in the first week, is that Mars and Pluto are coming together. Now this tilts the balance in your side. This is called feeling powerful in your core, in your actions. Pluto is the planet of power. It is sitting in your sense of self-expression, in your sense of confidence within yourself. It is giving you this feeling within yourself that you can go on the other side, that you can climb the mountains, that you can get through this in the most powerful way. It is giving you the depth and the strength to move mountains, to sort of move away from an old situation into a new one. And Mars is in its highest form of courage right now. So when these two planets are meeting together in a hard aspect, this is lightning bolt at the start of the month itself, which is sort of asking you to go for it, asking you to sort of get and tilt the balance in your favor, because Mars is sitting in your house of balance. It is sort of sitting in the area where we negotiate the terms of partnership, negotiate with a partner who's personal or a business partner on how and who should be paid more and who should be sort of be in favor, how the intimacy of a relationship is supposed to be, whether the depth in a relationship is strong enough or not. And Pluto comes over there in your house of passion and tilts the balance in your favor to some extent. It's a trump card to have in a pocket, which is to realize that you have the power to some extent of moving this partnership in your favor. And every partnership should be based on even keel, but here the thing is, you're getting away from an imbalanced situation where you were giving more, where you were doing more, where you were not getting the fair share of your talents, where you were not getting the fair share of your creativity. So Pluto is asking you to get your fair share by interacting with Mars, who's sitting in this house of transformation, and it is going to set you free in the middle of the month, because it's going to meet Uranus for the last time in our lifetime. It wants you to cut cord from an old way of being where you and your interests are not taken care of. It wants you to cut cord from that part of your life. So that's happening, and it's very sexy, it's very, very powerful, it's very ambitious. It's giving power to you right off the bat at the start of the month as well. And it will cause power struggles. That's part of the game. When people see a side of you that they've not seen before, they will have an issue with that. So be careful about that. that if there are personal relationships where this is happening, power struggles can come about. Same in business partnership. So there is a different way to feel this power, which Virgos know very well, which is to feel the power within ourselves, but externally manage how it's expressed. You are the sign of self-expression, right? You're ruled by Mercury. You know how to get the point across without causing unnecessary waste of time by involving in ego struggles and things like that. So being careful of that part during this month, while Mercury is sort of sitting in your house, in your own house. It's wanting to create order. It wants to get through with this thing. It wants to sort of create efficiency this month. It doesn't want to waste any time. It wants to get through to the other side. So just being careful in terms of your self-expression as a part of this. Power struggles will come up. And that brings me to the beautiful new moon, which is happening on 4th of February, which will have an impact on you for the next 2 weeks. This is happening in your house of work, in your house of health. This is a beautiful new start of getting organized. If you gave birth to something last month, this is sort of the next step in that, to get organized about the processes of it all. Where is the office going to be? How the office is supposed to be? What is the work environment? And this also sort of asks us to look outside our current environment and look at how to enhance it. Maybe changing the way we work, changing the kind of projects we do, changing the position and the location of our work, changing the job itself because it is not fulfilling you. And Jupiter is aspecting this new moon, so it brings the opportunity to help you. It brings the confidence, the security boost within yourself to go after new opportunities in work areas, as well as to take care of your health, because that is the next step. We are sort of getting organized within our day-to-day. It wants to create the day that you can function through, and this is your house. You like having processes in place to go through things efficiently. So it's giving you the impetus, it's giving you the luck, it's giving you the confidence to sort of restore order, get into balance, get into a new diet, get into a new work environment, get into a new styling of your workplace, or improving the workplace in some way, or sort of research a new diet. And it's a very, very innovative, very positive looking new moon. And after a long time, we have a new moon which is not negatively aspected. So the things just move smoothly in. So if you want to implement a new diet, this is a good time to research it. Mercury, your planet, is at its best. It's in an innovative sign right now. So you can think of new things, out of the box things that you did not think before, both for your office place, both for your work or the kind of projects that you're doing, as well as for your health, and implement that right away, because Mars, the planet that implements it all, is also in its core sign. It's in Aries. It's happy over there. It wants to implement things. It is sitting in your house of transformation. So it's an excellent time to transform something physically as well, your office, or to transform your partnerships, transform the balance, as I said, in the partnership. And these two work together. The new moon first works with Jupiter, so you get infused with positivity to do more, to expand your sort of your area of work, maybe look for more talents, look for something new that you want to do. It gives you the optimism, even the support from authority figures and family to some extent, for you to go after something new. From 5th to 10th of February, Jupiter is touching Sun. It's expanding your ambition. It is expanding your ability to do well for yourself, both in your day-to-day work as well as in your health life. It is creating more knowledge about the ways to do well as well, because it's meeting Mercury as well. So your mind and your body feels the positive hit, the optimism of Jupiter to go after this new start. And if you are starting something new in form of a business or a new job or a new health routine, it has in its DNA embedded the positivity and the luck of Jupiter. So like a day or two after 4th of February, maybe 6th, or all the way to 7th or 8th or 10th of February, these are excellent times to start something new, start a new diet, start a new work, start even change something small in your workplace, buy something new for your workplace and put it over there. It's like a lucky charm right now. And Jupiter is acting around 17 to 21 degree this month, which is great for 9th to around 9th to 13th of September born. So it's going to bless 9th to 13th of September born. More specifically, it's great for all of you, but specifically if you're born around 9th to 13th of September, this is like the gift of you being most exposed to Saturn and Pluto coming through, because Pluto especially is acting on people born around 13th of September right now, and they will feel the hit as well of Jupiter, the positivity of Jupiter. So because you have done the work, because you have gone through it all, now it's giving you the gifts in form of giving you new opportunities of work, of taking care of, giving you the time to take care of your health. And Mercury and Mars come together, so you act on it fast. Whatever you need to do is done right away. By 10th of February, it's like, I'm done with it, kind of a thing. You're on fire with that. You're sort of waking up physically and mentally to get it done immediately. So this is innovation and courage coming together. But the thing is, Aquarius new moon does not have anything in common for you, which means that you need to access this energy. If you're not feeling it, and it may not flow to you, you have to work for it. That is the life of Virgo as well. You have to work for it. So this is sort of that, in order to access that innovation, in order to access that new way of being, you have to research it, you have to figure it out, you have to talk to people who are right for it and get more ideas, get that innovation through your own efforts, essentially. From a harmony perspective, this is a very, very harmonious new moon. So if you're in a work environment, or even with the people who you thought you're your enemy, this infuses a sense of camaraderie with them. This is 15 degree Aquarius, which in symbolic astrology is shown as two lovebirds sitting on a fence singing happily. So it's a union of perspective. It is happenstance out of work done collectively. It's an ideal of harmony and concord in relationships. So people will support you. You'll feel the support come through as a part of this new moon as well over the course of next 2 weeks. In terms of health, Aquarius new moon sort of charges up our nervous system. So being a little bit careful of being too nervy around this time, going easy on caffeine if you can, going easy in terms of the muscle spasm that you might feel if you're working out, being a little bit careful around that, because it's a nervy energy. Similarly, if you have any issues related to nervous system or circulatory system, being a little bit careful in terms of calming our nerves, because it's a very brilliant new moon, but it's very, very nervy. That's the only word I can think of to call it. Then 6th, 7th or 8th of February especially, I mean, you need to be a little bit careful because the moon is opposing you at the time. So there might be more tense energy, more over the top energy on 6th, 7th and 8th of February. 7th to 10th of February are beautiful because some important news, some new ideas, some positive or scintillating ideas and new news might come through around that time, because Mercury and Uranus are meeting each other. This is opening of the mind, this is new ideas coming through, and this is excellent for getting some positive news at the time. Then on 10th of February, your ruler Mercury, which rules our communication, which rules our mind, moves into your house of partnership, where it will spend the next 9 weeks. We'll be spending 9 weeks discussing, figuring out, thrashing the details of some contract, some relationship or some partnership essentially over the course of next 9 weeks. You'll be adding value to it. You're looking at it, whether you're rewarded well for it. You'll be looking at how you're offering something to your client, or you're looking at how in a relationship the equation works between you and your other half. So we are looking at that being the focus over the course of next 9 weeks. And that is why this month becomes a little bit more important to get things through, because once your ruler goes retrograde next month around 6th of March, things will need to slow down a little bit for you to take another look, for you to revise things, for you to look at the existing contracts and see if the terms are in your favor or the terms are right and fair, and all of that will happen. Especially if you are sort of negotiating any contract after 19th of February, that may be subjected to change and revisions as a part of this retrograde in March. Then comes the aspect that I call the declaration of Independence Day. Between 9th to 14th of February, we have Uranus and Mars meeting each other at the last degree of Aries, which is very, very impulsive, very much freedom seeking. It wants you to cut ties from something. It is it is a transformation that happens in an instance. These two planets will not be coming together in our lifetime ever again. They come together once in 84 years in the sign of your transformation. They will not be together in Aries till Uranus comes back in Aries after 84 years, which is not going to happen in our lifetime. And we are looking to cut ties. We are looking to detox from old here. This is you asking for your freedom. This is you cutting ties from a karmic situation, from a debt, from any deep healing and hurt that you've gone through, any deep transformation that the last 7 years of Uranus in your house of transformation, in your house of death and rebirth has brought you. This is sort of you being reborn as this new person that you wanted to become, and you've gone through a lot over the course of last 7 years to get there. I spoke about it in the last video as well. I'm sorry it got very deep, the last video, but it was meant to be deep because we have to realize the road we have come through. We have to realize what you went through to get here, for you to enjoy this month, for you to truly see that you deserve what you're getting right now, that you've worked very, very hard for it. And Mars is asking you to cut ties from anything now anymore that is holding your power back. This is happening in your house of power. You do not want to feel compromised in your talents, compromise in the way you charge for your talents, compromise in the way your talents are recognized at a wider scale anymore. And this is sort of setting you free. This is cutting off the tie. This is even unexpected action, because Uranus is a wild card. At this degree, it is like we don't know what Uranus is going to do, but it wants to do one thing: cut the ties from the old and set you free and give you the deep feeling, deep healing that you deserve. It's adding depth, it's adding soul to your work. It is finally a point of partnership coming through, where you can get into the details of the partnership, maybe negotiate the finances, finally find a loan or a sponsor. It is shifting the proceeds of your partnership and tilting that in your favor, as I spoke about at the start of the video. You're looking to maybe get your fair share in either a relationship or in a partnership, and these two together are giving you the impetus to ask for your rightful right, and they're asking you to get rid of any blockages, detox anything that was stopping the flow of your creativity, stopping the flow from you launching something to a larger set of audience, because it's getting rid of some addictive habits, something that was blocking us previously from moving forward. This is sort of a breakout point where we're going ahead with an impetus, with an unexpected action. Even to some extent, this is reckless in nature. This is very, very impatient, very much like I'm done with it, I need to get to the other side. But it's very, very brave, it's very risk-on, very untraditional, and it will ask you to accelerate getting out of an old situation and getting into a new one. It's getting rid of a karmic cycle of 7 years of giving something up for others, giving something up in the favor for others. It's asking you to tilt the balance in your favor now. Now 9th and 10th are when Moon is on Mars. This is not going to be an easy start of the energy. This energy is not supposed to feel smooth. It is supposed to feel like a rush of adrenaline. It is supposed to feel like you need to break through for something. It will feel like you need to seek and break a barrier. So it will not start off with feeling easy. 9th and 10th will not feel easy, but 11th and 12th should feel easier. And as we get into it, you will get into a momentum of your own. This is happening at 29 degree of Aries, which is an urgent Aries degree. It is like the degree to go for it. This is the degree of Venus of Marilyn Monroe. This is the degree of Mars of Steve Jobs. This is the degree to go for it and being in tune with the situation, being in line with the situation and going with the flow, removing the blockages that was not letting you flow previously. It's a great time to get rid of an addiction. It is a great time to close a partnership. It is a great time to sort of get over the hindrance that was not letting your intimacy in a partnership or the finances in your partnership flow. Then from 16th to 20th and all the way from 14th of March itself, 14th of February itself, we start seeing stability come about, because we need to stabilize this change now. So Taurus Mars begins on 14th of February, on the day of Valentine's Day, and that is an excellent energy to have. It sort of positively jives with you, which means that your actions are in unison with what your ambitions are. They are in unison with what you want to do. The action is not jarring after 14th of February. It will not feel like an effort. In fact, it will feel like you're taking a sense of adventure to road. You're taking a sense of adventure, but this is not like let's start a fire and then not take care of it. Taurus Mars takes care of things. It sticks with it. It wants to be persistent, consistent. It wants to take a direction and then run with it. So the 9th to 14th is very directional in terms of deciding which way to go. And then after 14th, it's all about sticking with it and pursuing that direction forward. And that's what the Taurus Mars will help, especially if you are August born. You'll feel the impetus come through from Mars very, very strongly, because it's in positive aspect with you, but all of you will feel the switch from being very impulsive to wanting to take care of things, from wanting to break free to now figuring out how to make it work, how do we go for this. And this is a great time to work on any of your travel or foreign affairs, or working on your education or enhancing your skill set. The next 1.5 months will give you the impetus to close a certification, to close a business deal with a foreign company, to close a partnership with a foreign person, or just close on something that expands your sphere of influence. But this is not about starting something new. It is about closing what we have started and not leave the loose ends anywhere around. From 16th to 20th, there are more energies that come into focus. The whole the Neptune-Saturn aspect that I spoke about at the start of the video, they come into action because Venus meets Saturn and they're meeting in your house of passion. This is about solidifying your passion, figuring out the reality of your business risk that you're taking, the reality of a romance that you're going for, reality of something different in your children's life that you're undertaking. And this is exact around 18th of February. But the beautiful thing is that Neptune inspiration is meeting it. So there is some softness added to this. But at the same time, 16th to 20th is all about getting down to reality of things and making it happen in the area of your business risk, in the area of your partnerships, in the area of your children. You're trying to figure out how to make it last now. And Mercury and Neptune, they're meeting each other as well on 19th of February. That is the reason why I do not want you to negotiate partnership discussions from 18th to 20th of February. Because they're great for inspiration. They're great for reducing your boundaries with your partner so you can let a different viewpoint in. But it's not a great time to get into details of some documentation, a legal documentation, or a partnership agreement that you're signing, or any kind of new contract with a client. 18th to 20th is not a great time to do it. In fact, even after that, I do not like the days after that as well, because I feel they will go through modification. There's nothing wrong in that. There might be a prolonged discussion to close the partnership as a result of that if you do it after 18th or 19th of February. But 20th, 22nd, especially 22nd, 23rd of February can give you good opportunities to get into the details of the contract as well. But my suggestion is to do it before 18th of February if you can manage it. Things don't stop for us. So if they have to go ahead, choose, if possible, 22nd or 23rd to sign a commercial agreement. Now, the way to appeal to people will change with your ruler going into Pisces in your partnership. The way to appeal to your clients, the way to appeal to your partner will change over the course of next 9 weeks. You'll be changing your messaging to the clients. You'll be changing the way you interact with your partner as well. And that is as a result of the Mercury retrograde that will happen in March. And that is sort of setting into motion after 18th or 19th of February as well, because the degrees that Mercury is going now, it will come back to 2 times over the course of next 9 weeks. So you'll have a revision of it. What we are doing here is adding value. The way to appeal to your partner is through emotional means right now, or to your clients. I'm not saying don't use facts or try to create hype around something, but it's more about the appeal, right? An advertisement has an appeal. It could be fact-based advertisement, or it could be emotions-based advertisement. When Mercury is in Pisces, your ruler, so it's very important to you. The time is to use the emotional appeal of your products, the emotional appeal of your business, the emotional appeal of your partnership at this point in time. Then on 18th of February, Sun moves into your house of partnership, and that will be the key focus, as I mentioned, for the next month. Plus, because Mercury will be there for longer, so you'll be sort of figuring out how to deal with your partner, whether it is your personal partner or your business partner, how to work together with them, how to work in one-on-one situations with your clients as well. Then on 19th of February, we have the beautiful full moon in the opposite sign in your house, in your sign. You're coming full circle on something. This is completion of something. This is you feeling happy within your skin that you took a chance on your talents, that you took a chance in terms of figuring out some sort of partnership details, or anything that you wanted to leave behind, because Mars and Uranus aspect that happened around 13th of February that I spoke at length about, of you leaving your past behind, of you finding the tilt of the balance in your favor, that aspect is positively coming in favor of this full moon. That is sort of leading to this full moon. So you having detached yourself from the past, you having taken care of details of a partnership where the balance is there between what you deserve or what you get versus your partner, that results in you coming full circle at the end of the month. It's a beautiful full moon. It is happening with the royal star of Regulus, which is for fame, which is for power, which is for highest aspirations of a person. So it's very, 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 very blessed because of that. The Regulus moon, which is happening as a part of this full moon, is known for Margaret Thatcher. It is known for Winston Churchill. It is known to a person being very, very sure in their core that they want to go for something bigger, that they want to do something bigger, that they want to bring something to conclusion which will matter to a larger set of people, because this is happening in your sign. It's not about you alone. This is you servicing a large set of people. It has a higher purpose to it, and it has a sense of self-awareness. This is not pie in the sky full moon. Your moon is never a pie in the sky moon. It is a realistic full moon. It is a full moon which is based in self-awareness. It is happening at 1 degree of Virgo, which is based on fully knowing what my strengths are, what my weaknesses are. So whether a project is coming to a conclusion and a new one starting, or a business coming to a conclusion and a new one starting, or something that you started 6 months back coming full circle, that has the stamp of this honesty, this self-awareness, this being true to your values, being true to who you are, and that is part of the DNA of this ending or beginning that is happening as a part of this full moon. Normally, we come full circle on something on our full moon. We look at our goals that we started 6 months, we reevaluate where we stand now, and we write the new rules for the next 6 months. And that is embedded with this strength of Regulus, with this ability to reach out to a large set of people, because Regulus is charming. It's a royal star. It is the star of royalty. Appeal to a larger set of people is what is embedded in this full moon. Now, this brings to focus always the balance between you versus the other. But when the full moon is happening in our sign, the balance has to tilt to some extent in your favor here. You have to look out for your interest here. You have to look out whether in a partnership you're going into or the existing partnership, are you taking care of yourself? Is your strengths, is your interest, is your career, is your leadership style taken care of when you are in partnership for something, or are we losing our identity as a part of that partnership? And what steps you need to take to sort of take care of yourself, what stays, what goes, you versus others will be a key theme of this full moon. And because Mars and Uranus are positively aspecting this full moon, you will feel the impetus to close on something, and something suddenly might come to a closure as well. Something might suddenly come to a conclusion that you've been waiting for a very long time. Now on 22nd of February, just right after the full moon, and this full moon will have an impact on you for the next 2 weeks, but right after that we start getting the strength, we start feeling the power even stronger. And it is not just the power in your professional life. I feel this has a very strong personal element to it, because Venus is in the picture over here, and Venus and Pluto coming together on 22nd of February is very, very strong for your love life. It's very, very strong for your sense of feeling confident about your purpose, feeling confident about your talents, feeling confident that you can make things work in a different direction in your partnership. If things in the past have not been going in your direction, 22nd and 23rd of February give you the impetus to make it work, to make it happen in the direction where you want it to go, especially in your committed partnership, because Mercury is there in your committed partnership, both business as well as personal. So if there was any discussion ever to be had which you needed to have, anything that had to be coming out in your partnership that you found difficult to talk about, 22nd and 23rd of February, it will give you the impetus for things to come out, and things have to come out. Venus and Uranus are meeting each other on 1st of March. If there's anything that is sort of deeply seated and we have not said it, and that is holding us back from our passions, that will come out suddenly out of the blue towards the end of the month. And I feel this is the time for you to remove that blockage, for you to be free to pursue your goals, your aspirations, your dreams, for you to interact the way you want to interact with the larger world. There is a personal blockage. There's a blockage that is holding you back, that has to be unplugged. And first Mars is working on it, and then Venus is asking you to lovingly release that. It could be a issue of us not feeling that our talents are worth what they are. It could be us not having an old situation which is holding us back, and we are not letting it go. It could be a hurt, it could be a loss, it could be a blockage in your personal relationship that is holding your talents back, and you need to have that talk. And I encourage you to use 22nd and 23rd of February for it. It is a time when things will come to surface in our personal life, in our love life, in our dealing with our children, in our dealing with our work partners, with our business partners. Things will not be left under the surface when Pluto comes into play. It wants you to deal with it head on, with confidence and boldly, and that is exactly how you'll feel at the time. You'll feel very bold and confident to encounter whatever comes your way. It is feeling strong within yourself, in your talents, in your risk-taking capability. It's a very risk-on aspect. So if there's a new relationship as well that is started, this is like taking the plunge and going to the next step in that partnership, in that relationship. Then on 27th of February, Mars and Sun come together. This is feeling very, very energetic, very, very adventurous with your partner, getting ready to take the next step. You're feeling very, very pumped up throughout this month, but the second half of the month is even more pumped up, because it becomes about adventure, it becomes about finalizing things, it becomes about collecting your gifts as a result of the work you've done over the course of last 6 months. It is all about rejoicing with it, and that's the note at which we end the month. I'm really, really happy to see a month like that come about after the time we've had. Good luck for it, and let's collect our gifts. Thank you.